to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane. Making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough
Hello and welcome to Pitt State Esports. Tonight, have an amazing Rocket League match lined up. Pitt State facing off against Texas Tech. If you're just joining, I'm Drake Miller here in Pittsburgh. We have the starting lineups for these two teams tonight, starting off with Pitt State. You have I Am Kolbs alongside True Vivid and North, two returning players from last season's roster. Vivid, we did see a little of here and there in some different conference play matches, but we're going to get to see him on the starting roster now this year. And then over on the Texas Tech side of things, Wilds, Bulky Boy, and Eaton. Excuse me if I messed up those names, but not a lot to say about those guys. They're averaging around Grand Champ 2. They did have a Supersonic Legend on their team, listed on their team, but it looks like their three confirmed players are a Grand Champ 3 in Wilds, Grand Champ 2 in Bulky Boy, and then a Grand Champ 1 in Etan. On the Pitt State side of things, when it comes to ranks, North is Champ 3, Vivid at Champ 1, and then Kolbs at Champ 3 as well. So almost a complete rank difference in these two teams. Last season, whenever I got to watch Pitt State, we had a great team, great squad playing for us. The shortcomings for that team were mostly whenever Pitt State caught themselves in outnumbered situations, whether that was through demos, bumping plays, or maybe even double commits here and there. Pitt State obviously just blundering a couple things and just giving up goals where they definitely shouldn't be, whereas their defense and offense is really good, and we've seen them be able to play up to those high skill levels against one or maybe even two Supersonic Legends at a time. But with that being said, we're just moments away from kickoff. We're going to go ahead and send it to a quick break, and we'll be right back for Game 1.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah.
Game 1 set to kick off. Pitt State is the blue side, Texas Tech on the orange. Starting off on the orange side of things, Etan going to take it downfield. North's going to bat it over to the wall, and off rip, the rotations seem pretty solid. Buke on that starting lineup for Pitt State instead of, I believe it was Kolbs, who they had listed, but Buke going to play in place of him. Might see some substitutions later on in the game, as we saw that a little bit last year as well. Wilds is going to take it into the Pitt State corner, and a good shot by Buke, and that will be the first goal of the game for Texas Tech. Nice play here by Wilds. Kolbs just unfortunately clears it out a little too far away from his teammates, and that 50 ends up in the hands of Buke. The 1-0 to start off the game. It's a 1-3 or best-of-5 series, so you can expect hopefully a pretty good one at that, but Pitt State starting off a little bit slow. Buke's going to go up for this off the backboard, and it's going to end up in the hands of Texas Tech. Wilds is going to try and take it down once again, but batted away by North. Something that I've noticed a little bit of Pitt State is they're kind of settling into their rotation routine. You can see a couple times getting that on-ball rotation between two teammates as we see a shot from Wilds. No good on that connection. Like I was saying, two people rotating into a corner at the same time. Something you don't want to see, but it's easily recoverable as long as you're not bumping each other. Buke trying to make a little solo play there. Doesn't get anything out of it, but Wilds gets demoed on the block midfield. Etan's going to go ahead and send this one back to Pitt State and see what they can do. Low boost here for Pitt State at this point in the game as well. As you can tell, now those handy-dandy boost meters over the nameplates. Buke's going to take this out of the corner, trying to set it up for North, but just a little early on the connection. Kolbs there. Buke off the backboard again. Let's see if they can get one. Not quite. North is going to keep the pressure up. But a good opening there from Pitt State. Good looking pass plays, just a little bit off on the shots. North's going to keep the pressure up once again, keeping it in the corner, but Wilds has some green in front of him here. Buke's going to cut that one off promptly. Etan had an open net, just a little bit high on that attempt, as Kolbs is going to clear it away once again. Both teams looking pretty strong on the defensive fronts. Texas Tech with just a little bit more control so far this game. Pitt State has had a couple of good pushes so far, but Texas Tech looking a little bit more routine. North is going to keep this one in the corner, let his teammates regain a little bit or regroup. Etan's got a shot here, going for the dunk, but Buke gets it away in time. Kolb's now in the corner, and it'll get sent over to the orange side of Texas Tech. Buke trying to make an aggressive play here, but now they're going to rotate back to the defensive. Etan with a shot up to the top left, just off the mark. Now Wilds to set up. Like I said, right as Texas Tech lost possession on that last push, as we see a flick from Kolbs. Nice looking shot there, just saved. Texas Tech has looked really good on that recovery front as well. They've been putting up a really good defensive fight, but as soon as they start that push back, they hold their ground on offense, and they're keeping their defensive play to a minimum, which is huge. As we see a shot from North, he had the open net, but it'll just go off the crossbar. Could have tied it up there, but unfortunately down to a minute. Texas Tech will still lead by one, as Etan will cut this one off midfield. North with a shot here. This is a big opportunity for Pitt State, but Kolbs was just a little slow to react. And now he bats it to midfield. And it's going to be a 1v1 between Wilds and North. Fortunately, Pitt State escapes that dangerous situation. And one again as Wilds puts it in, this time off the assist from Buke. Nicely drawn up play here. Wilds off the crossbar. Or actually, I think Buke made contact first. Gets it past Buke, his alter ego. And Wilds will put it in. 2-0 with 30 seconds left. And at this point in the game, with the way and pace it's been headed, don't think Pitt State will be picking up a tie or a win here anytime soon. But nothing worth trying. Nothing that's not worth trying, excuse me. Texas Tech keeping the pressure up. Wilds looking pretty solid on that assist, as he had two of them. Buke's going to take it into the corner, and we're down to that last second. Can Pitt State get a goal and make it look a little better for the stats? Let's see if Texas Tech might be able to do that. Wilds just high for the third goal, and Texas Tech takes game one of this 5-game series. And looking at the stats across the board, 348, 348 for North, obviously carrying a lot of that Pitt State team. Buke and Kolbs just having a little trouble finding out where they are in this match. But you see on the other side, Wilds with a goal and an assist as well. Buke had a goal and an assist, those two connecting on all fronts. And wow, it was just really good to see how this Texas Tech team put together their offense to defense transition. And like I was saying, kind of mid-game, their transition from offense to defense was really quick. Their recovery was extremely quick. And then obviously regrouping, rotating perfectly, getting their boost management up, and then sending it back to the offensive front. That was key for Texas Tech's success, and they pulled it off perfectly. Pitt State, on the other hand, defensively looked pretty solid, but when you're just getting riddled with shots on net, it's really hard to be able to, keep that defensive front up and be able to structure that whenever that offensive team is constantly taking the boost. You're struggling to even keep it at 33 or above. This Pitt State team has a little bit to work on if they're going to want to take down game two. but I see it being completely possible as Texas Tech did show a little bit of weakness after scoring that early first goal. So new game. We head into game 2. Etan with a nice shot across the field. Wilds is going to send it back across. Book with a nice look there. Unfortunately, does not connect. Etan will set up Wilds midfield. And already this Texas Tech team off to a hot start here in game 2. Pitt State with a little offensive push of their own. Had an open net on that left side. North was just a little slow to connect. And now Wilds will take it down to the other side. Has a look on the double tap. And now Pitt State with a fast break. Buke gets the goal and puts Pitt State up 1-0 with 4:20 on the clock. A little bit of double commit from Buke and Etan down on that blue side. And Buke makes him pay for it. Gets the ball all the way across field. And they take an early lead. Now it's just playing the game of maintenance. Got to keep that lead. Don't want to overcommit anything too crazy, but also you can't be giving up easy field position. They're on defense. Buke playing a nice safety. North looked like he had a shot opportunity there, but just a little bit off the mark. Doesn't connect to the ball. Back over to Pitt State's side as North is going to take this around the corner. No dice on that clear as it was batted straight back towards Pitt State's net to make a good defensive stand, though. As Kolbs now has an opportunity. Wilds quick to react. North with a nice ceiling pinch there. We'll send it back over to Wilds as he tries to shape up the offense. Shot opportunity from Book, no good. He'll keep the pressure up, though, now as they swing it into the left corner, and now a good clear by North. See this defense from Pitt State. A little more passive looking as a nice shot on net there from Texas Tech. Doesn't connect and instead bounces off the post. That's one you're looking to get back. And a good shot again. A double commit on the defense, though, pays off. And a nice save there from Buke. Still trying to shape an offensive push here, keeping that ball on the orange side. Back into midfield. Kolbs to keep the defense strong. And now North to keep the offense up. Buke looking for an opportunity there. Won't get one. Nice control there from Wilds on that push. Kolbs with a shot up top, and it'll be own goal by Buke off the save, off the crossbar, back into his car, and a goal for Pitt State. They go up 2-0 with just under half the match left. What a play there from Kolbs, finding the opening and just threading the needle between that Texas Tech defense. This one's shaping up to be a Pitt State victory, and just as I was talking about the connections they're going to need to make, Kolbs with a nice shot from the corner, and it'll be a Pitt State hat trick. 3-0 with still over 2 minutes left. You'd wish that there was a little less time if you're a Pitt State fan, so that they didn't have to defend it for as long, but also that just means they could lay the hammer even harder. Buke kicking it back into the corner. And now the demos start from Texas Tech. This is the point in the game. You're down 3-0. 2 minutes left. You got to start playing that aggressive nature. You got to see it, hopefully see a lot of demos from Texas Tech, or at least bump attempts alongside some crazy passing plays as we see one there. Wilds almost connecting on that one. Etan was over on the left chasing down North to try and start a demo. That's something that Pitt State has struggled with, is that mismatch in numbers as Wilds finding the gap. And Buke with the setup. Good shot there from Texas Tech as they make it a 2-point game. 1:34 on the clock. Plenty of life left in this orange team. We'll see if they can make it happen, though. 2 goals left to score. They scored that one in 50 seconds. Up top was Etan, just off the mark for Texas Tech. It'll head back to the blue side. And a good demo there from North. That's something that Pitt State has kind of neglected in their play style, is those demos, especially defensively. Defensive demos are some of the strongest things you can do in the game. Not only are you outnumbering, or you're keeping that number game high for you, but also you're stopping that offensive push where it stands. We now see a Pitt State offensive push with just under a minute left in the game. Etan over on the left. Wilds was looking for that touch once again. Won't get it as North clears it away too quickly. Now this one will be kicked over to the other side of the field. Wilds, too quick, has the offensive push, and Etan puts away the second. And it's now a one-goal game with 30 seconds to play. Still plenty of time for Texas Tech, but this is also an amount of time where if you're Pitt State, you're not feeling like you got to go for the goals. You're feeling like we're still on that passive offensive push. You want to keep the ball on their side of the field as much as possible, but don't overextend yourself too much to where your defensive front isn't even there. As we see Buke take it off the wall, down to 20 seconds now for Texas Tech. Can they make it happen? Golbs gets demoed, but he scores regardless. And that just might be the nail in the coffin. Wilds thought his teammate Buke had the clear, but unfortunately for him, Golbs was here. 15 seconds left. It's going to have to be a quick one here from Texas Tech. I don't think that'll be the case as Buke makes it a 3-goal game, and this one will go in the books as a Pitt State W. Look at that offensive play style, the passing game, up in the air. That's looked really strong for Pitt State here in game 2. Texas Tech, on the other hand, they seemed like they played it almost exactly the same game as they did prior. Their defensive presence just got a little bit beaten and battered there every now and then as we see Buke score a goal, but clock will dwindle down to 1 second. This game is out of reach for the boys down south. The kickoff will hit the ground, and Pitt State will take game 2, tying it up 1-1 in the series. Go ahead and glance at those stats real quick. Kolbs with 3 goals and Buke with 2 goals. I think a couple of those were in garbage time there at the end of the game, as I think Kolbs and Buke each had 1 apiece. Kolbs' goal was a little bit more substantial as that put him back up 2, but Buke, that was certainly a garbage time goal, but still not something to shy away from. On the other side, Texas Tech, each player had a goal holding their own weight, but they just couldn't hold off on that defensive side. See all those shots from Pitt State, 9 shots, and then 3 saves from that Texas Tech team. Adds up pretty well, if I do say so myself. But Pitt State looking a lot stronger, especially offensively here at the start of game 2. They rattled one off real quick with 30 seconds left, or 30 seconds into the game, rather, and that was just kick-starting that game. They were able to play that passive defensive control, keeping that defensive front up. That third guy was playing real far back. Two-player pushes. It was just superb there from Pitt State, and it just kind of goes to show how big of a deal that first and opening goal is for both of these teams. Yeah, nice setup there from Buke. Wilds just off the mark there. Buke once again going to send it down to the blue side as Wilds almost gets a piece of that one up top right of that blue net. Wilds seemingly being that big threat for Texas Tech, the Grand Champ 3. The rank shows it, and he certainly shows it out here on the field. You see him take it once again to the backboard of Pitt State. He's been setting up those offensive pushes as Buke tries to get one through that Pitt State defense. Trying to find a weak spot in the three-man wall. Buke now down on the orange side, trying to get past a couple Texas Tech players. The Wilds will take it out to the side once again. Now Etan to set up the offense. Gets it just on the edge of that blue net. The Wilds is going to sit back, play the more passive role this time. Nice challenge there. And it looked like Texas Tech kind of had a 3v1 shaping up there on that offensive push. Nothing to capitalize from it. Oh, and Kolb's had a shot. Buke just bumping in midfield. You saw the double commit from Texas Tech on the defensive side. And then Pitt State, Buke and Kolb's both committing on that shot. Little miscommunications like that, something you're going to look back on. Think, man, we could have started off with that 1-goal lead, especially if this one doesn't go in favor of Pitt State. Right now, Pitt State, I think, winning the possession battle so far. They've probably had over a minute and a half over on this orange side as Wilds going to try and steal some boost from Pitt State. They'll try to keep it at midfield, but North going to bat it back onto the orange side. Kolb's to slow down the offense. Gets it past Wilds. Buke has an opening there. Kolb's will send it back to the other side, though. And now North will pop it up. Kolb's to clear. Don't know if that was intentional or not. Maybe it was supposed to be a little bit of a weaker shot there, but Buke, North just overcommits a little too much. Makes his way past the ball and doesn't get a shot opportunity. See a lot of openings here in this Texas Tech defense. But Pitt State, nothing to show of it as this game's still 0-0. Buke over in the corner, gets a bump and a demo. That was a huge opening for Texas Tech. Had Wilds pushed up just a little bit quicker, I think they could have shaped up a nice goal there. That bump out of net and then the demo from Etan. Gonna try and send it back to the Pitt State side. Wilds at North beat. Put that one on net. They go up 1-0, but definitely a tough shot from that angle. Back and forth battle here between these two teams as Kolb's will send it away. Etan's gonna shut that one down real quick, but North with a nice passing play shot from Buke. Nothing goes. Wilds trying to set up a pass play now. North, a little slow on the jump. I don't think he had enough boost to challenge it regardless, though. Kolb's will try to take it away once again. Back over to the Pitt State side, and now Texas Tech seemingly winning the possession battle as of recent. Pitt State trying to win back that offensive possession. They finally get a little taste of it here. But it's going to be batted away from the opposers. Buke over into the corner. Will get shut down by Wilds, and it'll be a pass play midfield. North reads it perfectly. Buke's going to pop it up. Kolb's had a little bit of an open field for a shot there. This will be in possession of Buke. This one's shaping up nicely. What can he make of it? To North. North just barely missing that one. Could have been a nice goal there, and it's overtime. I didn't even see the clock. What a fast regulation that was. No goals scored. And I think both of these teams had about even on the possession battle. Pitt State might have had a little bit more as they gained possession there late in that regulation time. But now Texas Tech is going to start off on the strong side. Kolb's to midfield. Buke's going to take it slow over to Etan, looking for a pinch play. No good. North down the sideline. Gets shut down by Wilds, and now Kolb's with the solo play. Blocked by Etan. Over to Buke. off the corner, and Wilds to clear. Book now. Into the hands of Kolbs. And it's just a battle of who's going to mess up first. Who will double commit or get a nice opening demo. Overcommit, whatever it might be. Somebody has to break eventually. Texas Tech, a little miscommunication there. Showing some signs of weakness. And also the mental fatigue. Just haven't go this long, no goals. You know, there's no positives or negatives to show of this game so far. You've only got that, hey, you know, we've been playing good defense, but we also haven't been playing good enough offense to score. You don't know if you should overextend here and potentially win the game, or if you overextend, you might give up the game. Kolbs looking for an opening. Wilds camping that goal line. He's just been a wall for this Texas Tech defense. The midfield, Buke's got it now. Over to North, and now Buke will follow. But Wilds playing that passive position. He was that offensive front. Wait, what happened there? Pitt State, nobody home with 2:08 into overtime. Kolbs overcommits and just too slow to the ball. Giving up game 3 to Texas Tech. And it'll be 2-1 in this series of 5. Texas Tech winning that one 1-0. And look at the score spread there. I said Pitt State, I thought, had most of the possession, but Texas Tech, looking at the general score in that first column, they had all of the points accumulated. Pitt State a little bit weaker on that capacity of things. I think most of that actually was from saves, as we see shots from Pitt State 9 and only 6 from Texas Tech. So maybe that was actually the score spread, but they come out on top regardless. Pitt State's going to be kicking themselves over that one. Game 3, they fall short of Texas Tech. 2-1 is the series score, but both teams, I mean, despite the rank difference, both of these teams looking like they could win any and either game that they might play. But Pitt State, they're going to have to win this game if they want to push a game 5 here in this series. But like I said, whenever you go into overtime and it's a 1-0 loss on an overcommit or something like that, that's something that you're going to look at and say, hey, we could easily fix that one up. That game could have easily been ours, but we're going to take the loss on the chin. We got to hope to take this one down now. Kolbs starting off the offensive push, and North with an early goal, only 6 seconds into game 4, and Pitt State saying, we're still here. What a shot there from North, and just off the mark for Wilds on the save. One O's the score. And still plenty of Rocket League to play. Book tried to send that one long, but now Wilds with the clear. He's got kind of a one-on-one situation between him and Buke. Buke plays that one nicely, giving himself some airtime. Kolbs, a little bit dicey there on that aggressiveness. It'll fare nicely, though, as there's double commits from both teams. Wilds is going to keep it here on that blue side, but not without Buke clearing it away. See Pitt State trying to shape up these nice, aggressive passing plays, but just a little off the mark on a couple of them. And if they can clean those up, I think they could easily dominate this Texas Tech team, as there's been a lot of defensive openings that Pitt State just hasn't been able to capitalize on, whether that was due to speed or other reasons. And just a missed save there from Kolbs, as Book will put that one in the back of the blue net. Good shot from that angle, but that's a must save there from Kolbs. 1-1 is the score, 3:46. Still plenty of time for Pitt State to take that lead back, but also plenty of time for Texas Tech. Take an assertive one and set this series in the grade. Wilds is going to keep it on the sideline. North is going to try to shape up something on offense. As he kicks it back to that top left of the backboard, setting it up for Kolbs. He just reads that a little bit differently than how his teammate looked like he was drawing it up. Buke, what a beautiful flip off the wall there. Gets past Kolbs' Etan. Now Wilds with a nice touch, and that'll end up in the Pitt State net. 2-1 lead for Texas Tech. And what a shot that one. Not a defensive lacking. That was just an offensive powerhouse play there from Wilds. And we've seen that throughout this series. Wilds, if he tries to take that solo play and has an opening, it's definitely a force to be reckoned with. As now Pitt State playing catch up here with just over half of regulation left. Buke trying to put a ball down, but Wilds shuts that one down. Get that out of here. Wilds trying to shape up another one. Buke had a nice ceiling shot from the pass out of Wilds. Crazy play was shaping up there, and Buke just barely missed. That's one that he's probably thinking would have gone on the highlight reel for this Texas Tech team. But now with 2 minutes left, faced with Pitt State in possession, but now they're going to rotate back. Plenty of time here. As I've said a couple of times, Pitt State not in an aggressive mood, and you probably won't see that until about that a minute 30 to 60-second mark. We're down to 1:45 now. Buke trying to set up a bump play there. North will get a demo on Wilds. That's a very valuable demo and a pass play off the respawn. Etan setting up the offense. Wilds looked like he wanted that one, but Buke calls him off. Setting it up. Etan with the shot just off the crossbar. And North with the clear. Something that Texas Tech very well could have pushed off of, but as we see an Etan goal, they realized we're up 2-1 at that point. There was no reason in over pushing a ball that was at the backboard and challenging North on that shot. But now a double commit forces Pitt State into a dilemma. 3-1. And Pitt State has some work left to do as North puts a shot on net. Nobody there to follow up other than a Texas Tech defender in Etan. I think that third goal, might have been the nail in the coffin for Texas Tech and for this series. North looking like he has a shot, but just batted away from Wild. And that might be the only look they get for the rest of this game. It had a ton of opportunities at all points in this game and just falling short in most of them actually. With only one goal to show of it. They shaped up some nice passing plays. Just couldn't connect on most. North down to the other end. 10 seconds left. What do you got? Up top is Kolbs. Over to Buke. Bats it down, and that's the game. Texas Tech takes game 4 and takes the series 3-1. What an assertive and dominant victory that was in that last game. Texas Tech, they took down game 1. It looked like it could have been anyone's game. Then game 2, Pitt State showing a lot of life. Game 3, both teams had a stalemate for most of that match. And then game 4, obviously, Texas Tech, something clicked with them. They figured out that Pitt State defense. And, man, they just could not adjust. Some demos, bump plays, whatever it might be. But that just, looking back on what I said in the pregame, that's what Pitt State has been struggling with in this, in the time that I've been here and viewing Pitt State Rocket League. They've viewed a lot, or they've seen a lot of times whenever they fall short, it's been in those outnumbered situations where you see the bump play out of net, the demos, the double commits, whatever it might be. It's just always been that thing that's been the anchor in this ship. And if they can figure that one out, I don't see Pitt State being anywhere near a losing team this season. But with that being said, that is all for our broadcast on Pitt State Esports tonight. Hope to see you next time. We've got some League of Legends tomorrow night. Hope to see you tuning into that one. But like I said, that's all for tonight. Hope you have a great one, and thanks for watching.